Good morning on this beautiful, beautiful, crisp, cold morning. It's starting to finally feel like November in New York. This feels great. Yeah, this is gonna be a good day. A lot of good looking dogs. Have my coffee already. Well, sipping on my coffee in this traffic, and this guy's gonna cut me off. Anybody that is from New York knows New York, how they drive. Other than that, when you come to New York, you're gonna learn. Don't get cut off. Be the one cutting off like I just did there. Yeah, got my black iced coffee. Nothing exciting, but it's definitely gonna wake me up. Oh man, this sun, hold on. This morning glare, you should see Steph. It's hilarious in the morning because she's too short. So this blind doesn't do anything for her. It's hilarious, especially if she's the one driving. Yeah, gonna go to this first one. I'll get back to you guys when I'm there so I don't keep getting cut off. All right. While I let the water heat up and kind of get everything ready for this first groom, I'm not going to message her just yet because I want everything to be nice and warm in here. Speaking about warm, I usually like to prep everything for the groom beforehand. Clippers, shears, whatever it may be that I'm going to use. I like to get everything ready beforehand. Again, like I said before, OCD at its finest. Got Georgie. He needs a couple minutes to settle in. He's a nervous boy, so I usually let him settle in a little bit. So while I'm letting him settle in, got a couple of questions about what I wear to work as a male. This isn't a male dominant industry, so sometimes it is kind of hard to find clothes that kind of look cool. Just clothes for guys in this industry is slim to none. So I guess I'll go over what I'm wearing today. This shirt is supposed to be hair resistant. It's by a barber brand called Slicker. I'm pretty sure in the human world it's definitely hair resistant. Unfortunately, these dog hairs get all in like the little follicles. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, it gets all in these little fibers. Yeah, I think that's the word. Fibers of the material. This is like a staple. I have it in 3 colors. I always have cargos on, typically black. Yesterday I was wearing green. These were cargos. Today I have, damn, this is more difficult than I have. Pine green Jordan 1. Cozy to me. Some people don't think Jordan 1s are cozy, but these are very comfortable for me, especially like on the ankles. The hardest thing that is for males in this industry are smocks. I don't wear aprons. I don't like aprons. I got mine embroidered. This is just a ladybird grooming vest. Water resistant. It has got the mesh back. I love it. My typical work fit. So it's been about a couple minutes. I think he's settled in. He's always gonna shake, so he's just a nervous boy. But if I don't let him settle in, he's a nippy boy. I'd rather him be a nervous boy and I can help him out. The nipping, it gets dangerous for me and him. All right, all done with Georgie. I just realized right now I didn't record an after, but I did record vertical for Instagram. So you can definitely check out the video if you want to see his before and after there. I'm going to clean up here and then I'm going to head off to the next one. All right, made it here at my second one. Fun fact, I am recording off a Sony A7 IV. It was dying. You can still record and charge at the same time. I don't know. It's a fun fact for me. I just found that out right now. Yeah, here at the second one, his name is Mason. I'll get a before and after when he gets here. All right, Mason, you ready, buddy? You ready, buddy? All right, just finished his drying and prep. This bar wants to cooperate with me right now. Okay, I guess that's straight. Typically listen to music while I'm drying. They have like a happy hoodie over, so both of our ears are protected. But there's just been crap lately. Terrible music. So I went back to my podcast days where I just always used to listen to podcasts. I've been listening to, if I could have that focus, been listening to Theo Vaughn. It's with Mark Cuban, so it's a little bit of comedy slash business. So it's really good. Going to go ahead and get this groom going now. I can't decide what I want to do though. Owners are super chill, so they kind of like let us do whatever we want. Can't really decide what I'm gonna do. I just know that he needs to stop sitting on my clippers. That's dangerous. I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'll come back and then we could talk a little bit. The main thing I always get asked, which one do we prefer, mobile or salon? If you don't know me prior to this, me and my wife owned a salon. Since then, obviously, we have went mobile. And me personally, even in the beginning, I had some getting used to. But now that we've gotten over slightly the hump that everybody's scared of, I wouldn't change it for the world. Going into mobile, everybody that was already mobile that I reached out to kind of get suggestions and help me out with my mental, because I was going through a lot too. Our son was born. It was just a lot going on at one time. But since then, I wouldn't change it for a world. It's kind of a no-brainer. I'm going to hope that these clippers aren't too loud while I talk. Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. I absolutely love being mobile. The freedom that comes with it. I see it in the dogs that we groom as well. For example, Mason here, I mean, like all dogs, honestly, they're all nervous. They all have their little things that they're scared of. But here, inside here, it's just me and Mason. So I can completely help him out. I could work with him. There's not dogs barking in the background. I'm in no rush. We work on window slots, like window time slots. So I hate to say it, but when I get to the next one, I'll get to the next one. Starting with that, it was a no-brainer for us. Again, especially with our son being born. Scheduling, when the van is parked, basically, shop is closed, right? We don't have to worry about anything happening. I mean, hopefully nothing happens with the van, but it's closed. We don't have to worry about anything until we turn the van on, and we go about our day. I don't know if I want to do pros or cons, because I feel like I'm leaning on the direction of the mobile, so there's not really going to be much cons. I guess if I could name cons in the beginning, it would be the sacrifice that you're making, unless you have a crazy amount of clientele already, unless you have a crazy amount of money. There's obviously going to be risk. You're starting all over. You're rebranding yourself. Some clientele will leave, obviously because of pricing. But for the most part, the sacrifice. That's what scared me in the beginning. I was scared to sacrifice what we already had, because we were an established business in our area. We had more than enough clientele to last throughout the years. And my fear was not all of them would come and follow us. We would lose a lot. And guess what? We did lose a lot. But that's when the grind mentality and the state of mind of a business owner comes into play, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes you get lost in what you're doing and comfortable in what you're doing. So sometimes rebranding is best. Sometimes finding new business strategies is good. With business and with anything else, you need change. And sometimes change, as hard as it is, especially for me, change is the hardest thing. I'm a person of routine. I'm a person of... I'm scared of change. So when change was about to happen, I was petrified. So number one con, I guess if we're doing pros and cons, would be the sacrifice that you have to do in the beginning. Now to kind of counter, well, I guess with that, I did a pro and a con, right? The con is the sacrifice and everything like that, rebranding. And then the pro is rebranding. You are rebranding yourself. You're starting fresh. Sometimes that is great. Most of the time that's great. fast forward, you've gone past the struggle part, or you're reaching the end of that struggle point. Now the pros start kicking in. Again, I'm gonna have hardly any cons to this, to be honest. Pros, pricing. Your price margin is gonna be completely different. Your clientele will be completely different. The new ones that you add on. The price margin is far to none. It jumps double, sometimes a little bit more than double. Obviously, we all love doing what we do. We do it for the dogs. The art of this, of course. But alongside, we are running a business. All of us are running a business. So, with the business, obviously comes money. And the price point is just super rewarding. The price point just makes you feel that you're worth it. Sometimes in shop, I would do a groom that I felt was just so good, and then the price point just didn't make sense, and I just didn't feel like I was worth much. I don't know. It could be just me. I don't know, but I know a lot of people commission based. They don't feel their worth with the commission. Completely understand that, and I guess that's where I felt my worth wasn't what it was supposed to be, especially in the short amount of time that I was grooming and the education that I put into it. Another pro, mobile advertisement. Sometimes in shop, and we even thought about it, we were gonna do like one of those, like, not bulletin boards, but like at a bus stop. I don't know if you guys have that. They'll have like the advertisement at the bus stop. We were thinking about doing stuff like that to advertise. I mean, when we first started for the shop, I was going to parks. I was handing out flyers for our stuff, obviously. Trying to network as much as possible. Obviously Instagram, obviously social media. But to tap into like the community, or like to tap into those people and see the dogs that they have and really try to network the ones that you want. It's difficult in shop because you're working. You're inside, right? I don't know if that helped any at all, by the way. I was just finishing this leg and I was like, did I clear up anything or confuse somebody even more? It might have confused some. But I guess to sum it all up, for me and my wife, mobile is a huge pro, and mobile is the way to go. Again, it depends on your lifestyle. It depends on what you're looking for. It really depends on everything in total. Make a list. We made a huge list. Well, I made a huge list, and pros and cons. But once we dove into this, it was nothing but pros. I can't give you enough pros to do this. Mobile is 100% the way to go. Only for you, but your clients. You'll see a difference in the psyche, the behavior of your clients. It's just a huge thing, and that's what we do it for the animals. So cute. Tubs already sanitized and clean. Salon portion is clean. Can't forget my coffee. That would be a disaster if I dropped that. Quick, if you're mobile or even salon and you don't have an alpha slim mat, you're doing yourself a disservice for sure. Oh, you're a good girl. Oh, I love the rubs, right? Lola would be a perfect example of a dog that we had in shop, and now when she's in mobile, very distracted, very any little sound. So you can imagine if dogs are barking in the back and everything like that, how difficult it is for her to focus on the grooming session that we're doing. But in here, it's just me and her, and we just have a really good time in here. I'll probably show you her after, but it's just gonna be me and her time right now. Here, mama. I am hitting that wall. I am tired. Just waiting for the last one to get home. Last but not least, let's get Teddy done and let's go home. Bye, Teddy. I'll see you next time, okay, buddy?